It's 8:50 here still. Denise sent me a message and I was like, I usually lay back down and take a nap, but luckily you caught me when it's not hot yet too, like it's still early here, so it's not blazing hot here.
Right. Some people might have schedules where they go to bed later.
Me, I definitely, yeah, I'm a night owl, so
like your spiritual work can be done later sometimes.
Yeah. And it was a full moon last night too, so I definitely.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So as people have been popping in and out, not necessarily, well, there have only been 2 readers so far, but it's been kind of like, so, if anyone wants a reading, throw it out to me. Otherwise, I have been doing sometimes energy reads or collective reads.
Okay.
Yeah. If, and again, when people come into this, please do like and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to Gigi's channel, please do that right now. Let me get that over. Give me 1 second.
No problem.
Right back. All right, so I don't know if this will automatically transport you there. I'm hoping it does. And I will keep posting this as people come in and out.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah, I see it now. Man, and you've already been on for over an hour, and it's early. Hi, Kendra. Hi, Denise. So happy to be here. Are you feeling any better, Denise? Back to normal. What is normal? Many people don't understand normal, but oh man, my normal is, well, normal for me, but probably not normal. So I sometimes forget that I'm not 50 years old anymore and I can't do as much as I used to. So I have to limit. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm not 50 yet, but I'm already in that having to limit, can't do things that I used to be able to do.
So I've forgotten to bring myself back on stage, but I was asking you, Gigi, do you read just personal or political?
I don't really get into politics
Okay.
that much. I mean, I can. I mean, sometimes I ask, I have a spirit board under my laptop. Sometimes I ask privately, certain things, but I don't usually. It can be so I can't even think of the word.
Hi, our shining lights.
Hi, our shining lights. I can if somebody really wants me to,
Okay.
but I don't really get into politics too much.
Welcome, our shining lights. Our shining lights. I don't recall having seen you before. I've taken the blinders off and I've never looked for more. You're a grace from God who's come to be an angel. I want to know what will protect us and protect you and make us all more able. That's my poetry prayer for you, our shining lights. So if you want a reading, let us know.
Not been on for a while.
Okay. I don't recall. I mean, are you? Well, I shouldn't ask this. I'd ask if you're a lurker. There's nothing wrong with that, but I would also be remiss in telling you that, or in not telling you that I don't recall having read for you or having ever read for you. You would love a read. Okay, we can do that.
I can be a lurker.
I can do general, or I can do a specific question, or whatever you would like of Gigi and me. Let me know. I'm just feeling into your energy. For some reason they're showing me a swing set and they're showing me the top of a mountain. But let's see, what kind of read? Okay, general. All right. You got it. Give me 1 second. I'm getting spinning all of a sudden. Like the back of my head is kind of spinning. I wonder if there's any vertigo. Wow. Okay. Well, you've been through some quite, I'm hearing a lot of travails, and you haven't forgiven yourself for something that I don't think may be within your control. No, it seems like it might have been in your control, but you don't feel as if you made the right decision. And you felt forced to make a decision, but I don't know if necessarily you believe that you can make another decision. You don't trust yourself and your God-given talents and grace. Your subconscious is the moon card, which to me tells me that embedded within there is something that happened to you as a child. I do want to point out to you, you did get the devil as your challenge card. There's something that bedevils you in the sense that I feel like it's chronic. It also has the ability to free themselves from it, but I feel like you can't get past an element of something where the tide didn't work in your favor. The decision had to be very stark that you had to make. And for a while, you were in denial that you had to make it. And I think that's what delayed it potentially. And then in the middle, there's all this sort of self recrimination for not having done it. And a judgment, when it's reversed, can be harsh, but it's not a harsh judgment. You need to forgive yourself for something, is what I'm hearing. And then I got the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. So you're at a standstill right now. And I kind of feel like, oh, that's fine, Sheila. I can put the link in here if you want me to. You're at a standstill. And I kind of feel like what you need to do next is, and I don't know if you have a health issue with a bad diagnosis, the Six of Swords when it comes through reversed is that. And I kind of feel like there could be some mental component to it with the moon, like, what do you call it? Behavioral health. But you're good either way. There's no way this card can be bad. And you're sitting in that energy of everyone around you trying to prop you up, but you're not hearing it and you're not realizing it. But you know what? The hope and fear, look, bounce into that life, into something new. You can do it. And then I get the Sword of Truth reverse, which can be in a lot of cases a scenario where you've been lied to. You may be hurt again. That's life. But I also think this can be a scenario where there might have been collateral damage because of the way the card comes with the thing on the top, with the flower. You're afraid of being collateral damage again. I don't want you to sacrifice your life for someone else, is what they're telling me. I'm done. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
So let's see. Yes, Sheila, I'm doing like 2 sessions today, one after at noon, and then like the one now. So I can shoot over the link to you. Gigi, do you want to read for our Shining Lights?
Yeah. So I got healer, which is a number 44. So you've been called to be a healer. And, usually when that happens, healers go through the most pain, it seems like, right? Because we have to know, we have to understand, and, we have to be able to heal our own selves, which is a process, but, and if you're not careful, certain people or situations can leave you feeling drained. So, you have to learn how to strengthen your health and well-being by fortifying your own energy shield. And daily spiritual protection practices will help you let go of negative energy that you may have picked up inadvertently, when you go places or even reading something that has that person's energy can drain you. So, you have to make time for laughter, and you have to bring balance and harmony and fun back into your life. So, I also feel like as you're healing, you're calling your spirit home, is what spirit is giving me here as well. When we let go of our ego and, things of that nature that would push our spirit, then as we're letting go of negativity, we're calling our spirit back home within our body, and realizing that our body is home to our mind, our soul, and it stores all of our thoughts and our feelings. They say your home is your castle. So, treating your body like it is, your castle even too, and loving your body enough to be mindful of all the things that you're putting into it, not just what you eat, but what you're looking at, what you're listening to as well. And you know and in this healer card, I mean, it looks kind of chaotic if you look in there, like all the fire, the two bears fighting here. Sometimes when we're called to be a healer, it can feel like we're, oh, what's the word? Maybe we're fighting it, maybe we're running from it a little bit, like, am I really, I know that gets in, like, sometimes I will doubt myself. You are doing a flower healing course. Oh, that sounds kind of interesting. Too much drama and feel guilty. Yeah. And certain people know which buttons to push too, right?
Yeah, like I got the whole thing about feeling guilty. You need to, I don't know if you feel like you can forgive yourself, but I kind of feel like this is stuff that's out of your control that you're blaming yourself for. That's the feeling
Definitely.
I'm getting from this. And I'm also getting this idea here that, you can't be in control of the emotion, and or um, the cup runneth over, but it doesn't ever free you, because there's this sort of harsh sense of justice around this person, this idea of the higher good or the higher thing has been spoiled because you've had to walk away from it. I feel like there's still an attachment there, and I can't say that it's easy to detach from something like that, especially when you just told me it is your family. But I kind of feel like the movement that's afoot that you would need to do to heal is exactly what you are doing, but I don't feel like it gets any easier. In fact, I feel like for you it gets a lot of worse, because you are a healer, you are an empath.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate to say it that way, but
She's holding on to so much that isn't hers to carry. Uh, so like I just saw like the Ten of Swords in my mind's eye, like hanging on to burdens
mm-hmm,
that she was never meant to carry.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm getting this sort of more too. That's like walking over someone's grave or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep. You're welcome.
And I mean, it's real easy to tell people, oh, just drop it, let it go. But,
In your case, it's not. And in
yeah.
cases, it's not either. In fact, we carry a lot of that with us until the end. And
Mm-hmm.
I think in certain instances, what ends up happening is we don't know the proper way to deal with it. So even if we don't try to bury it, we're still in that same emotion of what it would have been had, like, it's fresh every day.
Right.
Uh, if it's not fresh, it's taken on a new sort of toxicity. That's what I'm feeling like for you. And what I would say is, with this card right here, um, this can be about holding on to something for dear life, because it's the only connection left that you might have to something, or to maintain your sanity. I kind of feel like there's a lot of that going on for you. And I think the way to free yourself of it, I feel like there was abuse of some type, because the strength card reverses
Mm.
abuse, an abuse of power or something. So, yeah.
And like people using an unfair advantage that they have over her, too.
Yeah, so I am getting an element of abuse, but it wasn't what I'm hearing is because it was maybe latent, meaning you didn't know until later, or you haven't identified it yet as such, and you don't want to call it as such, but there was something abusive going on there. Okay. And I hope our shining lights, you heal. I hope you heal. And I get a pit in my stomach too. I don't know if you have stomach issues or anything like that. Yeah, there's this kind of sense of like I need to retreat, and there's nowhere to retreat to. There's nowhere to hide from it, meaning at the time.
So. I kind of got like a sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach, like as you were saying that. So, we're just getting a touch of it. So,
you do. Okay. Yeah, I do feel like you do. And I just want to look at that, if you don't mind, for a second, because it's like the dogs are downstairs because my uncle is getting his feet wrapped for the paramedics. So if you can hear barking, that's why. They don't like the routine in any way interrupted. So that if someone comes in although for the last week they've been coming in. So it's like, okay, so yeah, here we go again with this. You've been repressing too much, and I think it's taking its toll on you. Ace of Cups again. You can't walk away from it. It's the same thing. And I also feel like you still regret quite a bit. That this energy is so toxic, yeah. And the higher self, the work that you have to do, it seems like you've done a lot of work so far to get to a place where you can even salvage a little bit of hope. And hope does involve sometimes a higher ethos or a higher way of thinking. And I also feel like you may have turned either to different religions or different healers to try to get you out of this. What's the expression? It's preachy. Best heal thyself. That's, and I feel like people have tried to tell you that too, and it hasn't worked because there's so much pain involved. But yeah,
some blockages in the heart chakra. Physician, heal thyself. Yeah.
So, yeah. I feel like you've trudged through this alone, Okay. Is Kendra still here? Kendra, do you have a question or no? Or did you leave? I'm desperate to read today.
Just funny how Denise caught me before I laid back down to take my princess swamp creature nap, as I call it. Oh, you're welcome, our shining lights.
Should we look at Putin's Donald Trump's threat to Putin about World War III?
Oh boy.
I'm going to throw cards on this. God of my angels, a few months back, there was a threat from friends that became foes about a future attack. A promise to solve a crisis in a day, yet now there seems to be no going back. Forecast of World War III months ago by a warning from the commander-in-chief that perhaps we could be heading for World War III. Is this all bluster and no substance? What can you tell us about the fate of the world amidst this chaos? Justice.
Oh.
Strength reversed, abuse.
Mm.
I'm getting with this for some reason ego. I don't know why, but someone's holding on to something out of a grudge or out of a she does have her own channel. It is, I don't know if it's going to link to it. You may have to paste it into your browser. Nope, that's not it. Hold on a second. If you want to join it, if you want to do some readings,
It's too early.
yeah, let me put it back in here. Let me get it. Well, let me finish this first because I'm like in the middle of this. All right, so okay, moon reverse secrets, and maybe deception, maybe this idea of this insane person. Um, he leveled these threats in the past, and I also feel like something's already happened between the two of them to precipitate this. They had a falling out, meaning Putin and Trump. I don't think it's fake bluster from this. I feel like it's more, even though that past card can be lies. And look what's on top again, you guys. I'm getting it left and right. The devil in the subconscious. And then in the near future, we're going to be biding our time. The world is about an incompletion or a delay or something like that. And then we get judgment. So I always like to look, you guys, at the cards that I get that are opposite each other that have to do with the energy you're sitting in now versus the internal energy. And there's definitely a struggle at hand, I feel, of people trying to talk Donald Trump out of a hastier action. This is what the judgment card to me means here, because it can be about forgiveness or toning it down a bit. And yet he's stuck in his ways of all his money and wanting to go ahead and do this. And I almost feel like they're interchangeable, where this could have been in the position of the internal energy. Like, I'm going to be stubborn to the point where I'm old enough to where my judgment's coming up. I'll be dead soon anyway, but I want to win. Yeah, someone needs to make some. There's a denial about what really needs to be done here, whether it's March on Moscow or not. The hope and fear. Knight of Pentacles reversed. This can be an assassination card. Either someone might be trying. I did ask specifically about World War III or Putin, really. Maybe someone's going to try to assassinate Putin. And then in the end, victory. So I rarely get good news. But in this, I'm getting some sort of armistice. But there will be collateral damage as a result of it. So if I had to say there will be World War III, I don't know. But I definitely think we're on the cusp of it.
I think there's definitely potential for it to happen. You know, I'm not saying that it will, but it's like we're delicately dancing around it, you know. I got autumn coming in here. So, I mean, you know, autumn's really not that far away if you're in the same hemisphere. as we are. So around the harvest time is what I'm hearing here as well. So I mean, I'm also hearing he's going to reap what he sows too, you know, if he gets into union with, because it's usually something comes out or something happens to direct our attention, and then we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. It's like they try to distract us from things, but yeah, I agree. This autumn things may speed up. Yeah. I also have the Believe card coming out here, and like this angel is riding on a unicorn here. So I mean, I know, everybody believes something different, and like I said, I feel like there's a lot of division, and they want to keep us divided, and distract us from things too. So we have to really be paying attention. And yeah, I feel like there's some kind of, I'm actually hearing unholy union with that. So
unholy alliance,
yeah, so I mean, and I feel like, and this is just what I'm getting here, and that maybe he's going to trust people that turn around and do things that he wasn't expecting them to do, like turn the tables, and really he has no one but himself to blame, but he's going to be dragging people down that and I'm trying to word things correctly too, I mean, but it's scary times that we're living in right now, like more so. And like I was telling, I think my cousin and I were talking yesterday that like the world we were raised for doesn't exist anymore. No.
There's this dichotomy of which I've talked about on my channel for like a few years now, of yes is no and no is yes, and the whole right is wrong and wrong is right. It seems as if that paradigm no longer exists.
Yeah.
Won't even consider morality, just consider like logic and what defies logic. I mean, this whole thing about Donald Trump saying in one breath that Pete Hegseth, if I would know when the halt on the ammunition to Ukraine would have happened, and or I would know when I reinstated it. And then the next day or the day before, he's like, no, no one told me, you tell me. So to the reporter, so it's this total chaos, right? And there's no black and white. There is none of that. And that might be part of the end. It might be part of what people consider an elevation of consciousness. But I feel like the paradigms are going, and it's kind of a scary thing when, if a paradigm shift can mean the end of the world and ascension can mean evaporation, that's pretty scary. But let's take this off the table. Britt has a question. I don't know if, I don't know. Did you want a general or did you want a specific? Britt, did you have a specific question?
I'll wait to shuffle until. And like my mom, I went over to her house Wednesday because she needed help with clipping her nails because she's got neck problems. And she said she didn't think I would reach adulthood because, she said she thought Jesus would have already come back by now. And I was like, wow, but, a whole generation was raised, thinking it was, soon, soon, soon. So that just kind of blew my mind when she said that yesterday, though.
Mm-hmm.
Aw, thank you, Jerry.
Oh, thank you as well, Gary. Please subscribe to both of us if you haven't already.
Oh,
Okay, so
love life.
Brit wants love life. All
All
right.
right, let's see what we got going on.
Brit's love life, maybe not being inflected with the pain of being a wife. Took a wrong turn at one point to make her better discern what she wanted. Yet there are too many frogs, too many toads, and not enough guys who are worthy of being shown. Okay, let me see. Mm, um, it's a lot of swords cards coming in for her. You took a real beating in a relationship, or you took a scenario that was bad where you had to fight back and you got really dogmatic about, yeah. Because this card to me represents putting your heels in the worst case, when it's reversed, it's about lying. It's the sun in Leo, I believe, and this card with Mercury and Sag 9 reversed. A lot of heartache, a lot of pain that you're trying to overcome as your challenge. But these are ideas, and you have a really, really set, I think, idea of how someone should not treat you. Because when this is upright, this is putting the weapons of war away. It's not compromise when it's reversed. It's more into that energy of nah, 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 nah. I win. I win. Fuck, screw you. At what cost can I win? I feel like you've been in a relationship where it was straight. Someone was trying to. It was ego. Someone had something on top of you. Yeah, Chariot in the past. This tells me you've done what you were supposed to do to try to make all of these work. But what it's also telling me is that there's never been a happy time. There's never been, because with the two of these below here, what this means to me, this is about the two things that you can unite or merge together in partnership or whatever. And I feel like in the past, too many attempts have been tried, and you're just kind of like, and or if the one attempt really hurt you really badly, yeah, you want this in the subconscious. You want that Capricorn energy, Venus in Cancer, of being in love. You haven't lost the idealism of trying to find that partnership, but there has been a Lothario, someone that's played with your heart, cheated, someone that's either abused you to where, because this can be an instigator to someone that has an ulterior motive. And then you get the victory card reversed. So to me, what this means is being seen. In other words, you're in a position now where you're looking back on these relationships and you're seeing them for what they were. The energy that is external is people are telling you need to get back in a relationship. I kind of feel like it might be family, or you'll be alone. And then I get, yeah, Seven of Swords reversed. This can be about self-sabotage. The fear is that you'll either not, I don't think you want children. I think it's something else. The fear that you'll end up alone, and you won't be able to reclaim your place, to have enough energy to give someone else what they need, because you can't give yourself what you need. And then in the end, Queen of Swords. You may be okay. I think you'll be okay, but you may be very particular, and you may wait a long, long time if you ever find that person to settle down with. That's what I get for you.
I definitely feel like she's been manipulated and gaslighted and things like that in the past. And sometimes when we've had that happen, then we with like self-sabotage, hurt your own feelings and break your own heart before the person gets a chance to, right? But you do have a new beginning coming in here, and I wanted to show you the back of the card because I thought it was really pretty. It says a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So, in order for a new beginning to begin, something has to end, something has to fade away. And if people want to go, let them go. Don't try to hold on to anyone that's like, I don't want to be held on to, right? You have the diamond coming in here. It says you'll be receiving or giving a precious gift. You have the tree for affairs with your family. And I kind of get that sense too of, we feel like we have to live up to people's expectations or people's timelines. Oh, by the time you're this age, you should be married, you should have children, yada, yada, yada. So I feel like there's been a lot of pressure around, like how Jeff was saying, oh, if you don't find someone now, you don't lock it down, then you'll be alone. And I feel like, maybe you have stayed longer with people that you knew weren't right for you out of that fear of being alone. I did get the crib coming in here for you, which says birth or conception of a child or enterprise. So, if you're not wanting to have kids, definitely be careful there. But, when I was growing up, crib became another word for house. I don't know. I'm probably aging myself there, but come check out my crib. That sort of thing. So I feel like you're getting a new attitude, a new lease on life, and kind of like the Eight of Wands energy here, where you're not going to let anyone or anything get in your way, slow you down, because your inner fire has been lit. Strong emotion, passionate love or hate. So and I also got fair man for you, which says dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. Now, if they don't fit that aspect, when the fair man or fair woman comes out, I take it to mean that they are a fair person, a just person, an honest person, a person of integrity, someone that you can really count on, really rely on. I feel like the person doesn't want to play games, and they want something real. And take this time to heal. Is coming in a big way. Let go of the ghosts of boyfriends past, and not let that fear of always being treated that way, keep you from having the love that you want, having the love that you desire. Believe that you can have a person that will treat you, right. Oh no, that's what I fear. I may be by the, oh, okay. So you may already, okay. I kind of, pick up on that a little bit. It's definitely a possibility. Mm. Are you picking up on pregnancy, Jeff?
At first, I think I doubted myself because I didn't want to come out and say that I think she wants to have a child but I do, because I feel like everyone else is trying to point her in that direction.
Right.
I don't know if it's more her or if it's more feeling like out of fear, I'm not going to have a child.
Right.
That I'm feeling like it's more out of fear. I think.
I kind of pick up on a male energy around like a baby too. That's just what's coming in for me. So, the baby could be a girl with masculine energy. So, I mean, oof, that kind of puts you in a tough spot with a, having a baby with someone who just ghosted you, basically.
And I don't know too. I want him back. He said he wanted a baby.
Mm. He said he wanted a family, and
I don't know if we can trust that though.
yeah, yeah. Because some people will say one thing and then do something like what? Take you by surprise in a not good way.
But there again, I mean, maybe I was feeling the fear more than the fact that you want to have a child. Maybe that should take precedence over the fear, but you shouldn't rely at all on it. You should hang your hat on him.
Yeah.
You know?
Because he's already did the disappearing act once, so you can't, count on this person. So I feel like the person, like I said, that fair man, whether you have encountered him yet or not, will take you as you are, accept you and any child that you may have.
And just be sure when you're asking yourself about all those things that you want, because at the end of it, it comes up with that justice card. And it also can be about when the Queen of Swords comes in and they come in hard. They can get colder as they go along because they've been jilted to some degree. I mean, it's a stereotypical thing. Make sure you are in your authority when you do this, when you have a child, regardless of the man. That's what they're telling me. Because I kind of feel like, based on the relationships you've been in before, you would repeat some of those things because you feel pressure to have that child. And I kind of feel like you would kowtow to what someone else would want. But when you know what's good for you, you know what's good for you, Britt. Now you know. So don't let anyone coax you into something, or if you see a behavior that is a pattern, even from you, I wouldn't say run it first, but I'd ask you to think about what it is you think you're going to get from somebody, Good morning, Janet Lee.
Good morning, Janet.
So, anyone else want a reading? Or I'll just go to my default political. I'm going to check in. Actually, Janet, did you ever fight with this person over having a girl or a boy? I mean, Britt, did you ever fight with this person about whether it should be a girl or a boy? Not that you can control it, but he knows you're waiting. Is he unemployed? Does he have problems holding a job?
He wants a boy. Yeah, that tracks.
Because I get Britt, I get this for you, the hangman, which is looking at something in a new perspective, but it also can be mercenary or what do you call it? Sacrificial energy. And I feel like when he was unemployed, you were carrying the weight of a lot of things. And I kind of feel like things are going to play out as they should, because you did get this at the end. you may not like it at first, but
Works in union.
it's a union. Okay.
And I got work that came out as we were sitting here as well. So um we're he's a piece of work, maybe. There's still work to do here, and working on yourself to the point, you know uh not letting anyone or anything get you down. What is your reflection? How do you want how would you want your child to see you? I feel like, you can draw strength from there. You also have unity coming in too. And like I said, I feel like whoever this fair man is, like I said, there's two children there holding hands, uh, looking out at the world. So, like you and this person against the world, no matter what happens, and it could be uh, two children waiting in the wings as well. So, um, I'm also hearing be better, do better. Don't let yourself become bitter. You can't control what other people ultimately decide to do. And,
Gigi,
oh, he said twins. Yep. Okay.
yep.
And I feel like sometimes people have made you feel like you're too much, you want too much, you expect too much, that sort of thing. And but you deserve to be loved the way you need to be. You do deserve that. And maybe him disappearing is a blessing in disguise. Hey, Jags.
Hi, Julie. Do. So, as I've told everyone, I'm doing 2 sessions today, one before noon and one afternoon, because I'm off today. So I'm like, do I stay in bed because I can't go anywhere? I have no money, or do I come on here and do this? And I'm like, yeah, that's what I was called to do. Okay. Good morning, Julie, once again.
Mm.
I think I know, right? I don't know. I just felt like doing it.
And I just happen to still be up. So, I mean,
Oh, you did.
oh, wow. Okay.
Congrats, Denise.
Yes.
We have to throw some cards on that. God of my angels, Denise retired. No more holding her feet to the fire. No more of the demands that make us all tired. Tell me about Denise's retirement. You're going to take a real bite out of life now. This is it can be toothless when it's in the center of a Lenormand reading, and I treat the deck that I'm using as a Lenormand almost, the Mildred Payne Oracle. And the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle is one of the decks that forget what his name is, that comes from Patrick, I forget, Valenza. Yeah. But this is a tooth, obviously, so you're going to take a bite out of something. A candle, you've been waiting for this for a long time. And you're doing it during the 47th presidency year. I don't know if there's any significance to that. You've been holding vigil for this for a long time. This can be a pipe dream. You never thought you'd do it. Or it could be like, put that in your pipe and smoke it, F you. The eye, but then I'm going to read these cards in a better way in a second. But the eye shows me that you're very clear-eyed about what you want to do. You want to clean something out first. I don't know if it means moving or cleaning the house or going on a trip somewhere to kind of clear the energy around you. Fetus, this can mean something new or something small, or it can mean something in the growing phase but not yet realized. Okay, this is some sort of redemption or I have trouble reading this card, the tree, the tree of life I'm getting for you here. It could be, you could read it in a political read as a government card, but I'm reading it more as like the foundation of things and the family, the generations. But I'm going to let Gigi go on this if she's ready, and then I'm going to come back based on the knighting I've done to tell you a bigger story.
Okay. All right. So retirement, how's it going to affect your life? You have a dog far away. A distant friend is thinking of you. I mean, I'm thinking of you. I'm distant. So you also have hammock, taking this vacation physically or mentally. So, I mean, definitely a long time coming. You deserve to rest. You deserve to relax and take things easy. You also have the dog close up, showing up for pleasure with close friend. You have a sunrise coming in here. Maybe you'll enjoy more sunrises, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. So you also had forest coming in, and I feel like, as you're relaxing and you're doing your spiritual work more, because this says muddled, unclear thinking. So I feel like as you rest and relax and get used to that being your new normal, the clearer things get, the more clarity you will have.
Okay, so I got there are a couple of things I want to tell you. Be careful of excess. I don't know if it's smoking too much, because the pipe card, when I got it, knighted to the hand, which means in this case stop. Be careful that when you're retired that you're not smoking as, you know what I mean? You need it for pain, obviously, but don't be going too far with it. I also got for you, I'm drawing like all kinds of cards here. Okay, so there's power in the truth, and for so long I feel like the obstruction for you, and this is very Sagittarian energy. They're all about philosophy and they're all about truth. There's been a brick wall as far as trying to find and discover that truth. But I think now, because on top your eyes are open, there's like an eye card showing. I'm not going to lift them because my whole table will like bounce the cards off. You've got this sense like also you're not going to put up with any bullshit anymore. You've come to a point where maybe it's because you're free of this job or free of the encumbrance. Your hand comes in with the broom, and there may be some casualties. There may be some friends you do lose, or people that you have to sweep out of your life with the broom card, because they're just clearly not seeing you and understanding you for who you are. They don't get you. With the poppet, that's like the voodoo thing, or kind of neutralizing something. The answer for you right now, especially as you go into retirement, is to do you. What I'm hearing, like you need to put the pin in whatever it is people are trying to sell you about what you need to do, because that is the answer. And also, it has no teeth unless you decide it's toothless. Whereas the toothless card before mean taking a bite out of life. With the wall coming on top of the tooth, you need to make sure you're doing and standing in your own truth. But that's what I have for you. You did get volcano to pipe, which is interesting to me because it's like there could be some toxicity in some of the things you discover in retirement about people, and you kind of have this sense of your clock running out too. You need to make sure that with the tree of life nurturing it, I'm seeing that you're going to be around a lot longer than you suspect you are. Because there's this rejuvenation below that card, or this rebirth. And that rebirth is going to have something to do with that truth that you seek. I'm hearing you are the truth you seek. So that's what I have for you.
I had 2 more cards come out for Denise, which we have cat, two-faced friends. So kind of like Jeff is saying, I feel like, you also have bat too with take care, enemies are working against you. So, as you're relaxing, your BS tolerance is definitely what you're tolerating is going to be less, right? What you allow. And I think you're becoming more aware of people and their true intentions as well. They may think they're going to gain the upper hand or take you by surprise, but I feel like you're going to be prepared for it. And, I started hearing that song, My Give a Damn's Busted. So if you've never heard that song, it's by Jody Messina. It's a good one. I love it.
Okay, so Julie has a question.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Personal confidences and overcoming obstacles.
They're telling me to tell you that the sky isn't going to fall down, but I don't know why they're telling me that. Let me do the poetry prayer and the reading and see. God of my angels, Julie, personal confidence is staying in the light of personal confidentiality. It can also mean not being recognized when everything should be in plain sight. I hear you don't want to be seen, but yet I still have eyes and I still dream. The personal confidence that's been challenged by all the things Julie's come across and fought that made her scream. What is it she needs to know about those obstacles that she needs to overcome to get to a place where she doesn't succumb? You're in heavy survival mode. You are like me in that you are in this like persistence mode of survival more than you are in the enjoyment of life, and I kind of get that right now, but let me see what's coming in for you. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that kind of reaffirms it right there. So, for so long, I think you wanted the truth to be tempered or to be not harsh, not a harsh truth, subconsciously. But this is someone that is pretty like negative, not negative, but they've played with your emotions or toyed with them. So when you've been that detective that we know you've been, I feel like you've come across people who've obstructed that. so that when you're trying to get to the higher truth and the higher understanding, and this goes for your spiritual journey as well, that was your biggest challenge, because each time, this is an identity card. Well, no, the night it comes to me, it's about bringing you something, but it's not bringing you anything that you don't already have, is what I'm hearing. Meaning, it's like a mulligan. It's like the cup of life is what you should be drinking from, but the cup of life, no knight, no man, no family has ever given you. And that's what's frustrating. I feel like that's because this is the Sagittarian energy. You're sitting in the Ten of Wands, like that uphill battle. You can't see the forest for the trees, or you can't be in a position to know anything but struggle. So when you talk about that, subconsciously, even though you might have some ways of dealing with things that are coping mechanisms, they're telling me you're still feeling isolated, alone. And there was some corruption. Somebody promised something and didn't deliver, or someone, when they passed, they had made you a promise they didn't live up to, when they were taken suddenly from you. So what I'm telling you, I'm going to answer the question directly in a minute. With the Magician reversed, you're sitting in this energy right now internally of feeling like the as above, so below, that I can harness all of this. You don't feel like you can, because this is coming in, and this is like, it's too much of a burden. So I'm getting all the obstacles around you. You need to take better care of yourself, because that's what people are trying to tell you around you, or what you've been trying to think you need to do. And you're right. To be in that position financially, to where you're not reliant on a man, and also that you're not, your hope and fear is that you're going to become in this position where you have nothing to give but the superficial, and that's just not true. And your outcome card, you're going to have, they're telling me you're going to have to keep fighting, because there are a lot of people that have the same, that you're around, they have the same goal as you, but a different way of getting to it. So it's about whose method is better. And I don't know if that's in a professional arena, but your obstacles don't have to deal so much with the spiritual or the truth anymore. They have to do with the professional, is what I'm getting.
Good morning, Pumbaa Dan. Okay, so for Jags, I have Heart's Desire coming in here. So what are you passionate about? I feel like this is a time where you really have to listen to your heart and follow it, and don't worry about what anyone else has to say or think about it. This is your time to shine and your time to stand out. The universe is trying to bless you with a beautiful gift here, and being open and ready to receive it, letting your soul dance. Make sure you're following the beat of your own drum here. I feel like, this is you finally deciding to put yourself first, finally deciding to go after the things that you want, and really deciding and making your mind up, and no more Chicken Little, right? We also have Patience coming in here. And I know this card can be a little hard to see, but there is a little frog over here. Maybe you're like, yeah, I've kissed a lot of those, right? So, the frog has to be a little more brave to approach this fairy sitting here. But at the same time, the fairy has to be patient with the frog. So, balance, harmony, there coming in, and procrastination. So if you're always saying, I know I need to do this, or I know I need to do that, but tomorrow's another day, I'll get it done then, quit putting off tomorrow what you can do today. And I feel like it's really standing up for yourself, and putting your strong, healthy boundaries in place as well. Which is not easy. People make it seem or sound a lot easier than it really is. So, I feel like this is a time where you're going to get really real with yourself about what you want and don't want even. So the universe is just waiting to bless you once you step out of your comfort zone a little bit as well. So that is what I have for you, Julie.
And I asked with the pendulum if it was more the professional than the spiritual or other obstacles. And to me, what you need to work on are the professional ones for some reason. I don't know enough about those to know why the pendulum is also giving me a yes on that, because that's intuitively what I heard. And I just got confirmation in my left ear today. That's the first time I got confirmation on anything today. I don't know why, but that's what I have for you. So let's see.
You're welcome.
Welcome. Do you mean they play well off each other? Like, in other words, they kind of like highlight stuff and reinforce each other? Is that what you mean? Or do you mean like they're very flattering? Because to me, that would be complementary. COMPLEMENTARY. It is? Okay.
Because you have a lot of strengths. She brings a lot to the table, but then she doubts herself is something.
Okay. So, Pumbaa, I'm going to shut session 1 down unless you want a reading. I don't want to keep Gigi captive.
I'm okay.
until I come back this afternoon. At which point I don't know if I will, because I'm like, ugh.
Right.
So
It'd be a nap time.
You're welcome. All good? All right. So session 1 is closing. I want to thank Hershey, and I want to thank Sheila for dropping in as well. Even though Sheila and I didn't get to read together. Yeah, do that, Julie. And if you ever want to read with me on your channel, send me a link, or shoot me an email. Do you have it? I probably don't, since I think I had to.
You had Denise send me a link, but I will send you. I think it had your email in that forward, so I'll send you an email.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody.